Welcome to NC State. While this is one of the most exciting times of your life, it also comes with many challenges, like every big change in life does. The faculty and staff here are committed to finding ways to help you navigate this transition and get started on a successful career at NC State. One such effort is this course, Wicked Problems, Wolfpack Solutions, a course designed to introduce you to some amazing faculty and to help you meet the academic challenges commonly associated with your first year in a new academic environment. Now, my job is to set the stage for you to make the most of this course and therefore make the most of your college career. To do so, I am now going to reveal the secret of learning in one simple formula. I can imagine that you're probably thinking one of two things at this point. Maybe you're thinking, secret of learning? I got this. I already know how to learn. If so, I understand that thinking. After all, you've spent most of your life figuring out how to be successful in school. But when you come to a new school, you may find that things are different. Classes may be bigger, harder, the course load heavier, distractions more available. Every student, and I've been doing this for 20 years now, every student needs to adjust or add to their strategies for learning at some point in college. I did. I was top of my class in high school, and I failed my first test in college. That was my wake-up call. And I share my failure with you in the hope that you don't experience the same. Or maybe you're already in that mindset, and you are ready to learn how to learn better. But you're thinking, this secret of learning in one simple formula thing sounds too good to be true. And maybe the title is a bit much, but this is based on serious scholarship. It comes directly from the science of learning. I'm a neurobiologist by training, a college educator by profession, but my passion is understanding the science of learning so that we can use that knowledge to be better teachers and to help you be a better learner. So, if you're ready for it, this is the secret of learning, a scientifically sound, simple formula for learning. First, it takes rigor. What is rigor? Rigor is hard, it's difficult. A rigorous course is a challenging course. Second, it takes engagement. What does it mean to be engaged? To be open, to be active, to participate, to be committed? Essentially, engagement means being completely present and being all in. When you have rigor and engagement, when you engage with the challenge, that is when learning occurs. And if you're ever in a class where the professor brings the rigor, but you can't figure out how to engage with that challenge, can't motivate yourself to be all in, well, here's what that formula looks like. Yeah, don't let this happen to you. And don't let it happen to your classmates either. You're all in this together, so be all in together. Replace any ideas of learning as a competition with learning as a collaboration, where you are engaging together in the challenge. Now, the beauty of this simple formula is that it makes clear your responsibility as a learner, because you are the only one who can take responsibility for one part of this formula, for engagement, right? As I like to say, I can teach you, but I cannot learn you. You, the learner, are the only one who can learn. The brain that engages with a challenge is the brain that learns. But that's not all this formula offers, because if you think about it, most of your learning in college and in life will happen outside of a class, without a professor anywhere in sight. You actually have to take responsibility for both parts of the formula. You have to challenge yourself and engage your brain with that challenge. I said it was a simple formula, but I didn't say it was easy. Now, one way to challenge yourself is to use learning strategies that might not feel like the easiest or fastest approaches. In studies of effective learning strategies, researchers repeatedly find evidence of what we call desirable difficulties. For example, is it easier to study your lecture notes one more time? Or to sit down and write everything you can remember on a blank piece of paper? Repeated study is easier, but retrieval practice, a form of self-testing, has been shown to be more effective. There's another desirable difficulty I want to share with you today, because this desirable difficulty is a big reason why we created this course in the first place. This involves what educational psychologists call conceptual frameworks. The neurobiologist in me thinks of this as neural networks, and more generally, we can talk about it as the big picture. We all learn by connecting new knowledge to what we already know. And learning is most effective if we start with a big picture, if we place that new knowledge into a conceptual framework that we've already started to build. That allows us to know how to organize the new details within that bigger picture. In many cases, it would be easier to just memorize those details. But your learning will be more effective, more long-lasting, if you can take the time to understand what you were learning and how it relates to concepts you've learned about before. In other words, take the more difficult path of building and adding to a conceptual framework in order to learn more effectively. We designed this course to help you develop a big picture view of your college education. A conceptual framework for thinking about the courses you will choose to take and the path you will choose to follow. To start building this framework, think about the courses you take in college as serving two goals. First, you want to take general education courses to explore different areas of study. Second, you'll take courses to explore your major area of interest in more depth. The first, your general education, is about you exploring a variety of disciplines from different domains like the natural sciences, the social sciences, and the humanities. These all represent different ways of thinking about, exploring, understanding, and changing the world in and around and beyond us. To get more formal about this, a discipline is typically described by what it studies and the questions it asks, as well as by the research methods it uses to create a body of knowledge. Thinking about disciplines is really a big picture way of thinking about your education, if you think about how each course fits into that larger conceptual framework. It's also a big picture way of thinking about your own interests and how you see yourself making the world a better place after you graduate. Where will you fit in that bigger picture? In some ways, this approach is about declaring a mission and not just a major. In this course, you will meet faculty from all across campus, faculty who trained and who work in a wide variety of disciplines. You'll meet some of our alumni as well. As they introduce themselves and talk about their work, I want you to challenge yourself to think not just about the details of what they say, but also about that bigger picture. Compare and contrast their focus areas, their approaches, the questions they raise, the contributions they make to addressing this wicked problem. We are so excited to welcome you to the Wolfpack family, and we are here to help as you and your classmates work together to navigate this big transition. Our ultimate goal is the same as yours, that you go on to live a happy and successful life. And our firm belief is that cultivating a passion for learning is a big part of achieving that goal. So, in summary, 1, work to challenge yourself and to fully engage your brain with that challenge. 2, don't lose sight of the big picture, the conceptual frameworks that you are building and building upon. And 3, always be attentive, be intentional, be metacognitive, be mindful, be in the moment, whatever you already call it. You know the concept. Own your learning and be all in. This is your education, so make the most of it. And thanks for letting all of us at NC State be a part of your next great adventure in life.